Hey guys,
This is Mike.
and this is Nita.
How you guys doing today?
Exciting news.
Exciting news. So, go ahead.
So we got the beta results back. The first one was 166, which is really good because they tested at 8 days. So she said that was really good numbers. And then I went back on Monday. That was Friday. Then I went back on Monday and it was 1,114 point something. I'm not sure what it was. And so those are really good numbers. My nurse though, she did kind of mess with me a little bit because when I went in to get my first beta, of course I already knew that I was pregnant, so we was excited about that, but me and Michael wanted to hear the numbers together, so I had to work that day, and I told her, you know, just leave a message and leave the results, and then me and my husband will listen to it together. Well, she calls me and leaves a voicemail, and I text Mike. I'm like, she left the voicemail. And typically what I do is I will send Michael the voicemail so he can listen to it as well. But when I checked my voicemail, it said to, you know, give me a call. And I was like, why I gotta give you a call? I told you to leave me a message. And typically, you know, sometimes when they tell you to call them, they don't want to leave results over the phone. It's typically, you know, it could potentially mean bad news.
And by the way, she didn't even tell me this. She didn't say, hey, I gotta call her to get the results. She just said she left a voicemail. So here I am waiting for the voicemail. Like, okay, where's the voicemail at? I want to hear the results too. So she didn't tell me that. So it literally may have been only 15 minutes, but still I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I was over there freaking out at the job, my job, thinking what happened, because she didn't say, hey, I got to call and get the results. She just told me that she left a voicemail, and then I heard back nothing. So.
Right. Because I knew she left a voicemail, but I didn't know what the voicemail was. And then when I listened to the voicemail, I'm at work. I'm sneaking on the phone. I don't work around phones to have no reason to be on the phone. So I had to go find a place where I can call her back in private. So that's what I'm doing while he's waiting on me to respond. And so she calls me and she was like, you know, what are you doing right now? And I'm like, I'm at work. And she was like, you have a place where you can sit down? I'm like, why? What's going on? Just tell me. And she's like, you're pregnant. And I was like, don't do that. It's like, don't do that. I was like, you scared the crap out of me. And so, but I understood, you know, they have been with us on this journey. Like, we have been going to this fertility office for the last 2.5 years. Almost, 2.5 years.
Yep.
So they are just excited as I am. And she was excited. And she just wanted to tell me in person. And that was great. I mean, I was excited too, but she kind of scared me because it's just like...
And it scared me because here I am in limbo before, she told me, and I'm like, what's going on? Where is the voicemail?
Right. So she's like, what are you doing? Can you sit down? I'm like, what's going on? I don't know what I thought she was going to tell me, but I was like, what's going on? So she said those were really good numbers considering they tested me early. Because, you know, a lot of places, they make you do like a 2-week wait. With we waited literally like a week and 1 day. So those were really good numbers. And then I went back again, like I said, on Monday, and they had more than doubled. So good shape as far as beta numbers.
And then after we got the confirmation that we were pregnant, I had already, you know, in faith, believing that we were pregnant, had already been looking for a doctor. But then when she took the home pregnancy test, which she wasn't supposed to, but you know, she did anyway. But once she got confirmed that she was pregnant, I started looking for doctors who could do the TAC, the Transabdominal Cerclage, laparoscopically. Because a lot of people who do the TAC do it, they just basically cut you up in like a cesarean, and they do it that way. They do it abdominally, but they do it that way. So I want to try to do one that's laparoscopic, so it wouldn't be so much downtime for Nita. So I found this doctor. He was highly recommended by the blogs, by different forums and different people in the Dallas area who really vouch by him for doing this, and he's done over 100 procedures.
Yeah, he's done a lot of them.
So I had called the office to make Nita an appointment, and they wouldn't. Basically, the receptionist was like, "Hey, we can't make an appointment without medical records, and they need medical records for to see why you have an incompetent cervix."
Right. Since I haven't been diagnosed with it, they need to see why. Because I wasn't never officially diagnosed with incompetent cervix. So they needed medical reasons so that way they can prove to insurance company why is this procedure necessary.
Exactly. So that was a headache because here we are spending a whole day looking for records. Nita happened to be out that day, and she literally spent a whole day looking for records. The first doctor who we went to, we knew she had done the cervical biopsy, so we was able to get her records.
Right, that was easy.
That was very, very easy. And then the second doctor who did the cervical biopsy, I sent Nita to the doctor's office. And I just knew that was a doctor who did the procedure. And what's so funny is that Nita actually went to their records office, and
I went to the records office and I was like, I had this surgery on this date and it was done by this doctor, and they look at the records like, we have no records of any kind of surgery. It's like, we have records where you came in and you consulted with the doctor but you never came back. And I was like, that's weird. I said, that's crazy because I know I had a procedure. So I'm asking him to look again. I left, talked to Michael. He convinced me, no, that was the doctor. I was like, are you sure that was the doctor? Because in the back, I vaguely remember another doctor, but I wasn't 100% sure. So I was like, are you sure that's the doctor I'm there? No, that's the doctor. That's who did. That's the doctor. I went on that doctor's website. And I was like, he doesn't look familiar. Like, but, oh, that's just an old picture.
They use a younger picture. The doctor used the younger picture. You know how doctors do. They be fresh out of medical school using the thing from 20 years ago. So
he was like, that's just an old picture. That's just an old picture. I was like, I don't remember this doctor operating on me. So I go back to the records office. And mind you, the people in the records office, they were being really sweet about it. They was not being rude. And it was like, look, she started showing me the computer. Look, I can't give you what I don't have. She's like, it looks like you came in, you saw him, and you never came back.
And what's so funny, I know you guys are thinking, well, how did you guys know the exact date? Because we paid with my Flex spending account, right. So I knew the transaction date because I looked it back and seen the transaction date.
Right.
And she ended up fast forward the story. She ended up going to the hospital where the procedure was done. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing about it is that when the records lady asked her where did you get the procedure done, she told her she said this doctor doesn't even affiliate with this hospital.
Right.
And she was like, hold on, really? So then she went to the hospital, got the medical records, and it was a different doctor.
Yes. So I get and of course I'm curious. I don't want to know. I'm frustrated. I've been out all day. This is my off day. I want to be at home, resting, chilling, doing anything but running around all day. So as soon as I get the records, I sit down, I start going through it, and I'm like, I called him, I said it was not the doctor. It was a whole nother doctor. And then once I saw the doctor's last name, I remembered him. And y'all was so killing it because I had that doctor's name still in my phone.
Crazy. Yeah, so that was a very eventful, and to make it make sense is basically we went to the doctor who did the first cervical biopsy, which she didn't do a good job, and that's why a second one had to be done.
Right.
And she referred us to the doctor that we went to their records building, and he was not the doctor.
Right.
We decided not to go with him. We decided to
research our own doctor,
another doctor, and get a third opinion.
Right.
Who said yes, you need to have this surgery.
Who said yes, you need to have it. Who assures that I can make sure I get it this time, and that's it. Because at that time, we didn't have faith. That's
exactly what he did.
And because at that time, we didn't have faith in it. Because the first doctor, if you wasn't confident that you can get it, you shouldn't even touch me. And so, but she did it anyway. And she did not even close to the margins of what she needed to have it in.
Exactly.
So I was forced to get another one. And so, even when the third doctor did it, he was like,
the second doctor did it, the
third doctor we consulted
yeah.
was like, if he would have did it the first time, I could have had more of a cervix left. But because she didn't get it all, and then some more grew, which was dysplasia. I had dysplasia. That's when you have abnormal cervical cells. And that's why they do cone biopsies, to get rid of those cells so that it does not turn into cancer. Because it's like, and I had stage 3 dysplasia, which means the next step would have been cancer. And so so it was very important to get them all out. Even though she did, I had to get it out. So, and it was very disappointing that...
Because at the time, we didn't know anything about a transabdominal cerclage.
Yeah.
We thought basically, our chances of her carrying a baby naturally would be virtually impossible. And that's what we thought.
Right.
And then when we consulted with the doctor, at the very end, he said...
The last one.
After the surgery was done, and he actually did the consult after the surgery. He said, no, you can get a Cerclage. He said you can get Cerclage. He said I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, he was like, I wouldn't worry about that. You can definitely get the Cerclage. He was like, but getting these cells out is more important than anything. So, and then he even suggested that after I have the baby to just go ahead and just get rid of the rest of it, because I have so little of cervix left to where if it did come back, it'll be harder to detect. So, so that's where we're at now. But so the point is that I ended up going after the wrong doctor. So
my fault, you guys.
And then on hindsight, we should just went to the hospital.
Yeah, in hindsight, we could have just went to the hospital and then we could have got the exact doctor. So
right, so that's what we ended up doing. But anyways, so we got the records, and so they was able to look at the records and say, okay, so I didn't have a loss of a baby because of incompetent cervix, but you obviously have incompetent cervix. It shows how much of the cervix that was cut out. So that was good enough. And then I know Michael was making an appointment for me, and then was like, Michael finally told me that I was already, I don't think they knew that I was already pregnant when he was first asking them. So then when they found out that I was already pregnant, I was like, oh, we got to get you guys in as soon as possible. And I think they made us an appointment for like, what, the next day?
They made us an appointment for the same day.
Yeah, the same day.
The same day, and that's when you went to him. And
that evening, that's right. That's why I was stressed out trying to get these records.
The same day we got the records is the same day she had a doctor's appointment because they was able to fit her in.
Right. So I go in and I do the consultation, and he's real nice. He was really reassuring, and he was saying that I was really one of the lucky ones who has circumstances that knew ahead of time before I actually had a loss that I have an incompetent cervix. A lot of times he sees patients who's already suffered a loss. And so he was, in other words, he was happy that I wasn't coming in mourning, stuff like that. And so he was like, it was a very unique situation. He was saying that they are very, very successful. He said that there's virtually very minimal risk to the baby to have this procedure. If a lot of times, if there is a miscarriage, just because it's already something that was going to occur. He said that he explained to me the difference between a cervical and an abdominal. The cervical is when you go in through the vagina and it's at the bottom of the cervix, and abdominal is when it's at the very, very top of the cervix. And so basically that means that I will have to have a forced C-section because there's no way for it to come out, nor can they go in and remove it. I mean, basically if they go in and remove it, you might as well have a C-section because they would have to open you up like a C-section to go in there and remove it. He was saying that he hasn't had a loss as far as doing the procedure with the embryo. He typically does it as early as possible. And so, I mean, I felt really, really good about it. He was saying how he was one of the very few. He said there's other people that do them and do good jobs, but he was one of the few that actually does it laparoscopically, which also limits the risk as well. So I felt really, really good about that. And he did do an exam, and he determined that the rumors were true. I don't have a cervix, and that's how he said. He was like, so I heard a rumor that you don't have a cervix. I said, that's what they tell me. He was like, the rumors are true. You don't have much to work with down there. So now the next step
the appointment is set, and
to go get it done.
Surgery will be performed, and we are just believing in God. So just continue to pray for us, you guys. And this whole journey has been a uphill battle for us. Having two tubal pregnancies. This will be Juanita's third surgery. So we're just praying for God to just give guide the man's hand. Just give him divine intervention, I guess.
Right.
So, I think that's all we actually have.
Yeah.
To say. So we will see you guys in the next video, and just make sure you give us a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. Oh yeah, we do want to say that we know people who have been commenting on our post saying congratulations.
Yes.
We thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
And just know that we are also, for those of you that are doing this journey along with us, and we understand that some of you guys have your own journeys, and you guys are definitely in our thoughts and definitely in our prayers. When people comment, I do go and look and see your profile, and if I see that you guys are also on a journey, I do pray for you. I do pray for you guys, and we need to support and pray for each other. So let's be here for one another, and I appreciate you guys that are supporting me.
Exactly. Thank you guys, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.